Good evening, folks. Welcome to another episode of the Weekly Factor here on Factor of Games. It is Saturday, July 20th, and I'm back from all the different things. I'm Greg, I'm your host, and I've still got a tad of the COVID. Well, I was sick and kind of doing stuff, but I mean, like, ended up getting that, so that hasn't been great, but survived. I'm fine. I hope everybody's been well. We missed last week. We didn't even do polls last week because when I put thought to it, I'm like, it's going to take a 4-hour show might just be too much, like to be able to go through that many games, like 10 games total. So we only did 5 this week. And this week is, if you're not into the fighting game scene, I'm not really, especially in like the FGC and all that stuff. But the the Evo event is going on this weekend. I think still in Vegas. I think that's where it is most of the time. And that's actually kind of the theme for our polls that went out this week. I don't know if you figured it out, but it's all fighting games pretty much in one way or another. Not necessarily competitive fighting games. Not all of them, but some are beat 'em ups. Some are like brawlers. Some are in the, the actual competitive nature or arcade style, like Tekken 7. I think that was actually, Tekken 7 was a real arcade. There's also, let's see what we are going to go through, and then we'll keep talking through everything else. But I got to get back into the habit of this. What are we going to look on? Let's look on the Steam Deck. Yeah, that's fired up. Hope everybody's good. Like I said, it was a nice week of being sick and kind of trying to work, and glad to be on the tail end of that. I didn't need any like hospitalization or anything like that, so I guess I'm one of those lucky people that just kind of worked my way through it, no problem. But yeah, everybody got sick in the house, so everybody's been, I'm sure we'll pass it around like 12 more times over the next 6 months, but everybody's feeling a lot better now. So this week, Tekken 7, that's going to be our first one. That was the first poll. I think that was Monday's poll. And if you're new here, just for anybody that might be checking this on the VOD or anything like that, I run a daily poll Monday through Friday, and 4 games go up. Everybody can vote. You just click subscribe, come to the channel every day, Monday through Friday, and you can vote for it as well. And this week, Tekken 7 won. So it's like 4 games go up, 1 game wins, and then moves into the Saturday event right now, the Weekly Factor, where we're going to go through the games and see how they run. Tekken 7 won, and then we had King of Fighters 20, or King of Fighters 15, sorry, not 25. They're getting there, but not yet. Which I thought looked really interesting. I thought I owned all the King of Fighters, but this one came out, I think, in 2022. If I'm not mistaken, might be in 2022. And I was really interested in this one. What else did we get? Shredder's Revenge. So this is a nice little beat 'em up if you like kind of traditional, like Double Dragon style. This one's really good. It's kind of similar or harkens back to the original like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles style of arcade games, but a little bit more up to date. You've got all kind of like the quality improvements of life, kind of as it grew and it was into the different stages and new gameplay styles and stuff like that have come out and been added in. So there's some tweaks to it. It is a brand new game in the sense. So it was, well, not a brand new one. I mean, it was 3 years old, 2 years old, but it's kind of in the same vein, but it is a newer game. It's not the arcade style, the exact arcade games or anything like that. And there's DLC for it. I don't have that, so we won't be taking a look at the DLC, but it is kind of something they've been trying to continue on with and do some work with. Then For Honor. So this is a Ubisoft title, kind of a little bit different style. It's not a beat 'em up in the same way. It's kind of a head-to-head. I don't know. It's kind of an older game. My kid and I played this when we lived in our old house. So this was like 2014, 2015. I don't remember much about it, but I do remember it was kind of like you move forward There's a big enemy you got to fight. It's almost, what's the one that we were checking out? Sifu. That's what it kind of reminds me of, but it's a one-on-one, not like multiple enemies coming at you like Sifu. But that's kind of what it reminded me of. And then our last game that was voted on, 1, 2, 3, is not on here. It's here, but it's not on the front. Give me a sec. I don't know why. What was the game? So we had that. For Honor. Why can't I remember what the other one was? So many games. Just don't know. It's another fighting game. Oh, Multiversus. Which we have looked at. I thought we looked at on the show, but I don't think we kind of went through it. But Multiversus is the Warner Brothers kind of Smash Brothers clone. So we will take a look at that as well. And then I think we'll take a look at 2 other games. One, again, I choose every week, and that is Time Trekker. That was sent over from the dev. It's kind of another one of the bullet hell games, so not a fighting game in a way. So we'll take a quick look at that as we kind of exit out. And then I want to take a look at, as I told everybody, kind of for upcoming stuff. I'm building a channel called Retro Factor, and videos aren't live on it yet. There's videos there, they're just not published. But it's going to be about retro gaming on, the emulation side, but looking at traditional, like what the game looked like, the cases and stuff like that. For example, like kind of going through and looking at like what the original Metal Gear looked like, right? The case, the manual, the discs, the gameplay of the actual game on the console it was made for, and then kind of doing the comparison to what the emulation looks like, right? And what you can do with emulation, how you can make it a little bit better, do tweaks, things like that with different software. So yeah, I kind of go through like each of these things for each video, and those videos have been recorded, and it's just taking a long time to like edit and stuff like that. But that will be something for this new channel kind of coming up. So I thought it's interesting, and we're going to take a look at, just because I had to buy it, which is Nintendo World Championship NES Edition. I remember, I think it was 1988, going to the actual like Nintendo World Championships in Pittsburgh, where I grew up, and, being able to get up on stage and play it. I didn't win anything, didn't do that great, but I mean, like, I remember it. It was such an interesting thing. And then I saw they brought this out, and I'm like, well, I just sold my Amazing Spider-Man for PS3 collector's edition, so yeah, I can afford it. So I threw the money down, and I'm like, I don't know what the game is like. I kind of thought it would be just the original 3 games. I think they were like Super Mario, Rad Racer, and Tetris. And I kind of thought that was going to be it. And it was just going to be like an online competitive thing. Well, it's not that. It's kind of a little bit different. A lot of NES games, I'm sure they could do like Nintendo World Championship Super NES Edition next, right? Or whatever they want to do, because it's not even like the original one in the sense of those 3 games are the main focus, and you're competing like head to head with other people and you see your stuff. It's a little bit different. We'll talk about it after the show, kind of do a post show kind of discussion about it, but it's interesting. I will say that. So I ended up, this is the only physical way you can buy it, is this kind of collector's edition. What is it? Main crow cap. Thank you for saying it. Wait, main cano cap. Is that it? I think it is. Welcome. Enrique Havoc, welcome, man. How are you? Sorry, I didn't see you guys chat. It was taking forever to pop up, and like everything went away. So I don't know what was going on there. But it wasn't like I was looking for the physical collectors, because this is like $60 versus like if you just buy it digitally, it's $29. And realistically, I don't know if you want all the stuff in there, but I'll show what that looks like and all that. But It's an interesting game, and it's like I said, different than what I thought it was going to be, but it's still good. It's still really good, actually. I like it. It. I don't know what to equate it to. It's scripted, yeah. Evo. Oh, geez. You know, I would not. I wouldn't think they could get everybody on board with doing something like that, but yeah, who knows, man. I I think I had read the lineup of Evo, and it was so funny that like Mortal Kombat 1 didn't even get like more than five or maybe like 600 or 700 like entrants, where like Street Fighter 6 and this is Mortal Kombat 1 that just launched like last year, right? Like Mortal Kombat 1 to 2023 or whatever. Um, Only got like 600 entrants, but like you had like Street Fighter 6, I think it was into the few thousand, like 5,000. Tekken 8's in a few thousand, and then it just went down from there. Even like Grand Blue Fantasy, whatever it is, which is the weirdest interesting game I've seen, that's considered fighting, is getting more popular. Oh, PlayStation's the sponsor. That's funny. Tekken 8 looks so good. Yeah, Tekken 8 is really a nice game. So is Street Fighter 6. I mean, both of those I enjoyed, and I'm a huge Mortal Kombat fan. Whether people, consider that like a real fighting game or not, like competitive fighting game. Like Mortal Kombat 11 was the best fighting game I'd ever played in my mind. I loved it. I thought it was great. And again, I'm not a competitor. But I don't know. Mortal Kombat's just kind of fallen off. Like, I don't know. Nobody really cares for it as much anymore. But yeah, that's funny that PlayStation's the sponsor. I didn't know that. Yeah, Grand Blue is interesting. I almost threw. Well, actually, I did. Didn't I post that one on here? That might have been on the Monday poll, or I can look in the. I keep all of it. So when you guys see like the play Sonic fan game, I don't know about those Sonic games. I can play the mobile one. How's that sound? You were wondering Smash Brothers wasn't in the tourney. I think they pulled out completely. Like Nintendo doesn't allow anybody to do that anymore. In the sense of like to televise or to like run promos around it or anything. Like, yeah, you and your guys and neighbors could all get together and play, but like they don't allow people to do that and make money off of it any longer. So they kind of pulled that support. Yeah. What were the so this week I thought I had Grand Blue Fantasy in there. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I did not add that in. I wanted to. It was actually on sale this week, funny enough. Anyhow, you can get it on sale during this. Play the ROM hack. That'll probably be more something for Retro Factor. SMG6. It's not going to be on here tonight because I don't have it ready or anything like that. Watching all the fighting made me pop Smash Brothers Ultimate in. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I've got it right here, funny enough. I've been playing it as well. Like once Multiversus came out, there it is. Once that came out, I was playing around with that, so I actually had that loaded up as well. Okay, let's jump in. Which one do we want to take a look at right away? Let's just go with Tekken. It's like right there on the cusp. We'll take a look and see how this one's going to run. I did not spend a lot of time testing all the games. I know because I own them and I played them for videos that we've done on the channel. I know they were running, so it wasn't going to be a concern there, but I didn't spend a lot of time like going through and seeing what improvements there have been. Now, in terms of like big improvements, as far as I know, none of these support FSR 3. So we're not going to see anything like frame generation, which would be kind of weird for a fighting game. I don't know how that would work. But you're not going to see anything like that. Hell, even that new game that I did a video on, the Nobody Wants to Die, that game has FSR 3 in it, and they didn't put in frame generation, which I can't understand why. I just don't get why they don't do that. Like, frame generation should be a must for any game with FSR3 in it. It is for NVIDIA, right? Like, if you look at a lot of the games, like Dragon's Dogma 3 or 2, Dragon's Dogma 2 has NVIDIA frame generation supported with DLSS, but yet they have FSR3 in there, but they don't support AMD's frame generation. I don't get why. Just released a new character, right? In Polish karate politician. Yeah, Tekken. Yes, exactly. Yeah, no, they do have some wild ones. What was the guy that they just released? Because Eddie Gordo was the one maybe previous to that dude. I don't know the new one. Let me know if this is too low. I gotta actually check. You know, I don't think so. I kind of wonder if it's possible to even just put frame generation. Again, this is a little bit out of the scope of any kind of development I've ever seen or worked with. They have FSR built into the Steam Deck. Is it possible to build in frame generation? Can AMD make frame generation something that's a component that can increase frame rate without being coded directly for it, if it supports like a certain level of frame or FSR3? Like, I don't know what would cause a developer not to support frame generation if it's already in the stack for FSR, well, 3.1 or whatever. I don't understand. And is there a way that NVIDIA can build it to where FSR, if it's a certain level, like 3.1, will they allow Steam, can they build something for the Steam Deck to just basically take, and if it sees something like that, it can automatically turn frame generation on? How much do you think they can patch the Steam Deck? Is it an endless piece of tech? Yeah, I mean, I can tell you it's probably endless in terms of patching, but at some level, there is a physical limitation to it, right? At some point, there will be something that it can't support in terms of like an AMD component, or there won't be enough RAM or something like that. That's going to be the big one. Is it does have what is it 16 gigs shared? It's like 8 gigs, and then maybe it's 8 and 4. I forget how they have it broken up. Maybe it's only 12. But at some point, games will, and they have started, will supersede, 16 gigs of RAM. Although we think that's like, well, that's probably a standard. The standard will probably become 32 gigs. RAM will get cheaper. People will just do it, right? Like, there's already certain games like, what am I thinking of? Off the top of my head, that one Sony had where it's that bullet hell. Why can't I think of the name? Where you land on a planet and you can't get off. Anyhow, that I think that game's like 32 is the recommended amount. 16 is the minimum for it. There's a couple other games that I know of that will allow you to go up to 64 gigs, and 32 is kind of the recommended, 16 is the minimum. So at that point, I think that's where the Steam Deck runs into trouble. Yeah, this one, I mean, it's on sale right now too. I can't remember how much this was off the top of my head. I have my Steam right here. Let's take a look. I have the links. They're all to the games within Steam, so you don't have to worry about going somewhere else and buying them. So I think right now it's like $12. Is that right? Let's see. Because Tekken 8's down to 40, like 39.89. Tekken 7. Where is it? Where'd you go? I don't know why it's not pulling it up. Like it's shown me every other game under the sun, except for that one. I'll just look it up. Tekken 7. There we go. Oh, actually, no, they're not. They don't have it on sale. I would hold off then. Like, to be quite honest, I'm pretty sure you can get this cheaper somewhere else. Still for a Steam key. I wouldn't pay $39 for it. It's a little old. I'd rather, if you're going to buy anything, buy Tekken 8, right, for the same price if you don't already own that one, Wreak Havoc. Because that's, I mean, Tekken 7 was fine, but I think Tekken 8 is really good. Tekken 7, yeah, you can get it for $5.85. Why didn't they put that on sale? It's ridiculous. Actually, if you want a good store to buy from, like I said, some of these can always be tricky, but Eniba, they have it for $6.80. They're pretty good. I buy from them a lot. Uplay, they have it for $7.71, and CD Keys has it for $7.79. CD Keys is probably the most reputable out of all of those. And it's a Steam key, and then you can just redeem it on your account. Play Asia, they're okay, but I still think I'm not pushing any of these. Buy from where you want, but I'd probably say CD Keys is probably the most reputable one of those guys. I know because I've worked distributing stuff in the past that they buy direct. They get direct deals with publishers to get keys. So why they get tagged as a risky site, I don't know why, but it's not like, you know, some of the cheaper ones. Play Asia's fine too, but like Gamevo and what's the other one that's always like notorious? Yeah, Play Asia has it for $7.58. So either one, I mean, those are all the same. G2A and Kingwin, those guys are always infamous because they allow like a person like me that just buys a lot of Steam games through collector's editions or bundles or something like that to put my keys up on their storefront, where Play Asia and CD Keys do not, right? And they don't have like a marketplace. So yeah, so Tekken 8 is on sale on Steam for $39. Tekken 7 is the one that's on sale for like $7 or $8. So, yep. Okay, let's just jump in really fast. Take a look here. I'm just going to do... I always do offline. The gameplay is fine online, but I always do offline because my connection is a little less than stellar. Let's jump in and take a look here. I'm just going to go with law. So we'll kind of see what this is going to run at. Hey, Daniel. Welcome. You know, I've said it this way. I like both of them. I know that's a horrible way to say it, to answer a question, but for different reasons, right? If you're somebody that wants to play it on the go, right? Like you're taking public transit, or, you know, you've got a long commute, or you take trains or whatever, live in the city, or you walk, then I would get the Steam Deck Oled, just for the fact you're going to get way more battery time. And now with like the coming, you know, frame generation for FSR 3.1, stuff like that, it takes away a little bit of the, you know, like, oh, there's so much more power in like the Legion Go. There is, but you don't need that much power with some of the newer tech stack, right, that they're working with. So my other response then would be, if you're going to plan to play these like just hanging around the house, that was horrible. Hanging on your deck where you have power, where you're always connected to Wi-Fi, and you're going to be playing like potentially MMO games or something like that, or fight, or like, you know, Call of Duty or something of that nature where they have an anti-cheat, then the Legion Go is the way to go with that. I mean, the battery isn't too bad. They've been updating it. And, you know, as long as you'd have a power source around your house that you could plug into at the couch or whatever, you don't have to worry about the battery, but you can still like chill with the device in your hand. You don't have to be sitting at a desk, right? Or laying in bed. You could be playing it and still plugged in, because these cables they provide are like pretty long, like 10-foot long cables or 8-foot long or something like that. So you got plenty of distance to plug in. But yeah, I mean, that's usually my answer. If you're truly wanting something to travel with, that's the Steam Deck OLED. If you want something just to be able to play wherever you want, maybe around your house or in your, you know, your dorm rooms or whatever, or, you know, maybe at work where you're going to be hanging out for lunch or something like that, then the Legion Go would serve that purpose. But plane rides, all that stuff, even though there might be power on there, it's just so much more convenient and the battery lasts so much longer. Like most games, I guess we'd have to see what this one's running at. What are we getting? This game is giving us 30 frames. Let me see if I can adjust some stuff here real fast. But it looks like we're probably pulling about 13 watts, somewhere in there. So this game, for example, on the OLED, if we do some quick math, it's probably going to give you 3.5 hours, 3 hours, 3.5 hours, where the Legion Go might give you like an hour and a half to maybe an hour 45, something like that. Let's see. Do we have to back all the way out? We might have to. Yeah, let's back out and let's take a look at the one like I was doing Stellar. Got to mention Valve has your Steam Deck. What happened to it? What was it? Remind me what it was again, Reek? Was it the analog stick? I can't remember. I know you mentioned it, but I can't remember what your issue was that you ran into. So motion blur, no, that's not what we want. Graphics settings. So we're at 1280 by 720. That's because we're streaming right now. Let's drop this down to, let's just drop it to low right now and let's see what we can get. Sorry, I didn't do all that. What you were thinking about playing was less demanding games natively and stream heavy games. So you're looking for more of best looking screen. I do think the OLED screen looks really nice. Like there's no doubt about it, but that Legion Go looks really good too. It's a tough thing to like call between the two, right? Like they each have something unique to them in that way, but I would still probably suggest like the Steam Deck OLED. Fact of the matter is like, and there's nothing, don't get me wrong on this, but I've worked with Jeep 93. Welcome. I have a Jeep. I've got multiple Jeeps, 3 of them to be exact right now. Welcome. And I had one from 1993, funny enough, years ago. I've worked with OEMs in the past, like heavily worked with these guys, like actually preloaded game platforms on OEM machines for years. And what I'll tell you is an OEM makes money, like Asus, like Legion or Lenovo, HP, any of those guys, Alienware, which is HP, right? They all make money by selling you equipment. They don't make money on the games, even though they have like their own little stores and stuff like that. That's not Lenovo running that. That's another third party. They're not making much on it. And the fact of the matter is, like, Steam would never work with these guys. They would never want to be preloaded. They did do Steam machines in like mid 2000s, like early to mid 2000s. But what they did was they licensed their platform to them. They weren't going to sell games to them. They weren't going to sell games through them. Steam doesn't want to give OEMs the cut of the money, and the OEMs ultimately never make money really off of game sales. Very little. Their reasoning to support something is based upon like how much that thing made and what the next version of that thing is going to be. Like Asus with the ROG Ally and the ROG Ally X, right? Like that's the next thing up. And then the ROG Ally 2 will be the next thing in another year or whatever if they keep going. You're going to be like potentially buying into something that, yes, it'll work and Windows will support it for a period, and maybe even Steam and Valve to a certain sense, right? But like nobody is really going to support just that unique device for too long. Where the Steam Deck OLED and the Steam Deck LCD, it's in Valve's best interest because they're not sitting there wanting to make hardware. They're not a hardware company. They are making hardware now for the Valve Index and, you know, the or the Steam Index. I don't know if it's called Valve Index. It's Valve Index, or the Steam Deck. They don't want to make devices over and over again. They don't want you to worry about spending it. They just want you to buy games. And that's why I think they're working with like AMD so closely and getting things done for improvements, stuff like that. So like, you know, I think Wreak Havoc asked in the chat, how long will they be supporting this? They can support it up until the point where the industry changes. And like I said, RAM becomes like an issue where like the minimum requirement is more than, 8 gigs. And that's not happened yet. And it's hundreds of, almost 100,000 or so games probably that don't need, I'm saying just on PC. And there could be 1.5 million games. I don't know. But we'll just say like 100,000 games on the Steam catalog don't need more than 8 gigs minimum to run in RAM, right? Everything else can be solved for. RAM is the one thing I don't think they can solve for that. That's a physical limitation. You can do all the other things. There's tech stacks that you can toy around with. AMD can keep, fine-tuning FSR. As long as Steam falls within their supported requirements, which Steam would probably work with them on, then they're probably going to be okay. And that device that you buy now will probably continue to work for 3, 4, 5 years is the estimate, right? Because that's how Valve wants it to be. They don't want people buying hardware. They want people buying games. So that's my answer there. But I like the Steam Deck OLED. I think it's a worthwhile. It's not a midlife kind of upgrade. I don't think they were doing it for that. I think it was probably their intention all along, but maybe they couldn't get the hardware to match, right? When they first launched Steam Deck. And they were like, well, we'll put one out. Still, Steam Deck, I show it on here. The original LCD looks just as good in a lot of cases, right? But when you're looking at it with your eyes on it, like you're playing it in front of you, you can see the difference. If you put the two, I try to show it with cameras, but it's hard to address like visually through the internet, right? Through the camera lens, because camera lenses have their limitation. They're not like the way our eyes actually function. So when you see that OLED with HDR on, that's the other thing that it supports, right? That extra battery, that more efficient chipset, which is a little bit, doesn't heat up. I've never, as far as I know, had the OLED overheat. I've had the LCD overheat. I will say I've never had the Legion Go overheat either. I mean, it's a good device. Like I said, both of them are good, but I would tell you that Steam will probably support the Steam Deck a lot longer than Lenovo will ever support the Legion Go or the Legion Go 2. Yeah. Yeah, and you can look at like the Steam, like the Valve Index, right? And the Steam controller. They supported both of those devices for, well, the Steam controller for almost a decade. I think it still gets updates here and there. The Valve Index is easily going on 6 years, I think. It might even be going on 7. So, I mean, they continue to support things quite a considerable amount of time. I don't see the Steam Deck as being anything different. Steam OS, even on like, so I have like a bunch of I'm sorry, I'm just going to move us on because this is running at 60 frames. We'll check it on the Legion Go here right now. So, game looks good though. Like I said, you can get it for $5 if you go hunt around over on like some of the other like GG.deals. You can usually find who's the cheapest. It's like that Gas Buddy thing. Find the cheapest game where it's being sold. Let me close out of this and we'll get back to that. So what I was saying was, in terms of the longevity of that, you know, they continue to support things for quite a considerable amount of time. I still have 3 or 4 of the Alien. I got them really cheap one day. They were clearancing them out years ago, and I bought like 3 of the Alienware, like set top boxes is what they look like. They were about this big, about that big, and they were called Steam machines. So this is like 2013, I think. And of course, they continue to update Steam OS to this day. Now, I think there are some limitations on that hardware because they didn't build the hardware. That was an HP deal, well, Alienware. It was a little bit different business model that they had back then. So they didn't design it. They didn't do anything like that. So, but they still continue to support Steam OS though. So let's see here. We're going to take a look. Let me unplug my little adapter piece. We got to get this synced up to my Legion Go. There we go. And let's jump in and take a look at Tekken on here. Now, this will be the difference. And here, Daniel, is where, you know, if you haven't looked as deep into them, or if you haven't bought one of these, or sorry, not bought one, but made your decision up, here's where we can point out some stuff, right? What we were just doing on the Steam Deck Oled was playing like medium, low settings at 1080 or 720p, right? Or if you were playing on the device, it'd be 800p. And we were getting 60 frames per second. On the Legion Go, we're going to be playing probably at 1920 at the bare minimum and still getting 60 frames per second. So the fidelity you can get is going to be a little bit better when you're plugged in, when you're sitting there playing this on like a TV. But on the device, when you're looking at the actual like screens, yes, you're talking about a 7-inch screen compared to like an 8.9-inch screen. There's a little bit of a difference, but in terms of like pixel density and things like that, it's really hard to determine that 720 or 800p versus like 1200p, right? Like it really becomes tough on the screens itself to see that. So do you need 1080p? Maybe some people like it if you're going to play on a TV or something. But if you already got a PC or another way to play, you may not be as concerned about that. Exactly, Daniel. Yep. I mean, it's very nice and tight, and it does look good for any game that you play. I mean, even I complain a lot about some FSR when it gets to be like ultra performance mode and you're looking at hair and it's like really breaking up and we're streaming it. But when you're playing it on the device itself, it's not as noticeable. Although it's still there, it's not as noticeable, right? Here, let's just jump in. Oh, actually, let's take a look at our settings really fast. I don't know why I have my foot pedal with both the lighting control and the mute. So we are at 1080p. Let's try and see what it'll do. If it'll do, let's put it on high. I'm curious if it'll even go that, if it'll do that. It does have a little bit more power. There's some top end power here in terms of that, that Z1 Extreme chip, I think it is. Let's just run with law again, just to kind of get similar look and feel. Which is higher than your gaming laptop at the 17. Yeah, exactly. Yep. I think that's where, the trade-off comes in. Like, I don't see gaming laptops being as, unless you're playing specifically for something you want a keyboard and mouse, I don't think a lot of people will be buying gaming laptops once they see kind of these devices, right? Like, I've heard a lot of people say, oh, it's dual purpose, but there's not much a laptop does for many people that their phone can't do on the go, right? Like, yeah, it's a little bit easier to type on it. Maybe if you got to do a report or something like that, like people would like that. But I mean, like, it doesn't do much more beyond that. The things that I use my MacBook for, I do editing on the road, right? So I do editing. That's the first thing. And yes, you could edit some video on your iPhone and iPad, and probably a lot of it, but not as easily as for what I do for those RealView videos. So I have it for that. I also do social media for companies. So Like I do a lot of Hootsuite and I do a lot of, photo editing and stuff like that, which I could probably still get away with. Like Hootsuite has a decent app. There's some decent photo editing apps on a phone, but again, older school in that way. I still feel better with a mouse and a keyboard. But for gaming, I haven't played a game on a laptop in years, right? Like since these came out. I just don't think I would ever go back to it. But I don't play a lot of MMO games either, right? Like I'm not sitting there playing like Elder Scrolls Online or something of that nature where I need to probably have key commands or something like that to make it easier. I know Warcraft probably would have been a better thing to point out, right? But yeah, Elder Scrolls is what I played the last time. So we are getting 60 on high settings at 1080p. So that's, like I was saying, that's where you can get a little bit extra juice out of this orange, so to speak, is, you can play at a higher resolution. But playing on the device, you really don't need the 1080p. I don't know if I've ever played a game at 1600p on this thing, even though it can support it. Sorry, still dealing with the cough. But in the light thing, I gotta turn that off. Actually, I could probably do that now. I think I can control it from here. I don't know why I ever thought like, oh yeah, make the pedal shut the lights off. That's a good idea. Let me just turn. I'm gonna kill this. There we go. Now we won't have the lights go out. These Elgato pedals, they're nice, but yeah, weird. Why I made that decision. Like, oh, I'll put it right next to the thing to mute. I should just make all 3 buttons mute. So whatever I throw my foot down on. But yeah, you can see, I mean, this game is running, for whatever reason, 59 frames. But I mean, it jumps back and forth to 60. But I mean, like, this is solid. You could tweak maybe one thing and it'll play 60 the entire time. But you have a little bit more, like I said, fidelity if you do 1080p on like a TV screen, if you want to like play like that. Oh yeah, I'm sure you could. Yeah, for sure. I could see that. Oh. I mean, the other thing about it too is if you're at the house, and this is something that I think I've talked about it a little bit. In Steam heavy games with 90 FPS. Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing. Like here at the house for me, for example, I've got a PC rig, right? Like a 4090 sitting down here to my left. If I want to use this because it's connected to the Wi-Fi network, like Wi-Fi 6 is what my network is, and it's direct, I have it hooked directly in with Ethernet. I can sit in my bedroom, and if I want to play, Dragon's Dogma 2, which really doesn't run all that well on the Steam Deck for sure. If I want to play Dragon's Dogma 2 at 60 hertz or 60 FPS. I don't know if I've ever tried playing it at 90 FPS on that, but if I wanted to play at 60 for sure on ultra settings, I just fire it up over Playlink or through Steam Link, right? Like I can just go right in, choose to play it from my PC here in the house, and I've got like the best quality on that nice little screen. Do I do that all that often? Not really. Like I'll show it here and there for like a video because I'm doing something on a video specifically, but it's not as common as me just like playing from the Steam Deck and just being satisfied with what's on there. Okay, I think we've seen this one. Tekken 7 plays just fine on all of these, which I wouldn't expect it not to. I mean, Tekken 8 plays fine on all these. So let's go ahead and jump out of here. Switch back over to the Steam Deck. I am going to turn my air on. It's hot here. I'll try and keep it down. It's going to be a little loud. I think the mic's going to try to block a little bit of it, but Might be a little bit loud, but it's getting too hot in here. It's already like almost 80 degrees, just heats up instantly in this studio. Yeah, let's go back. But for example, just while we're talking, like there's Dragon's Dogma, right? Like if I wanted to, all I got to do is go in here, choose Studio Gaming PC, and then stream it directly to the Steam Deck. And it'll be full settings, you know, like I said, 60 frames per second, I think is the most that I've played. I think it might be able to do 90 because the screen has 90 refresh hertz or 90 hertz refresh. But, you know, I do know that the Steam Link will do 120 hertz over your network. Because I like have a TV in my living room with an Apple TV that has the Steam Link app built into it or downloaded onto it. And I stream 4K 120 hertz or 120 frames per second to that from this 4090 rig out here in my studio. Both are hardwired, so that allows me to get away with that. But I'm pretty sure I could probably even do it over Wi-Fi 6 in most cases. Like maybe not 4K, but you know, maybe 1920 by 1080 at 120 frames per second. So there's so many things Steam has been building for years. If you toy around with it, right? Like I know you know what it is, but I mean, like if people figured that out, I think they would get the hell away from consoles. Not that there's anything wrong with console at all. They have their own place, and I enjoy games on those things as well. But I don't know, man. I think people would invest into like the PC market if they understood kind of the capabilities better of what's available. Let's check out King of Fighters. How's the Wi-Fi on the Steam Deck Oled with 6? Oh, with Wi-Fi 6? It's excellent. I mean, I want to say like 350 megs down is what I can do over Wi-Fi 6 transfer rate. I'm pretty sure that's consistently on, and I have a mesh network, right, through Starlink, unfortunately, but not unfortunately, but like Starlink's the provider. They do their best, right? You're dealing with something that's 100 miles above us or whatever in the hell it is, 25 miles above us. But I don't know how high it is. But, you know, their Wi-Fi, like their local Wi-Fi 6 that they have built into the mesh network that I use from them, it does pretty good. And I could have swore it was like 350. It might be faster than that. I wouldn't be surprised if it is. It might be like 500 or so down, up. I forget what it is, but what I'll use that for is like usually between my laptop and my desktop, like transferring files. That's usually when I notice it the most, but the Steam Deck works just fine on it. Like I can sit there and play, like I said, anywhere in my house, even in my yard, and still play Dragon's Dogma on this PC sitting out here over that Wi-Fi 6, and it doesn't hiccup at all. It's pretty smooth. Cranberry, how are you, man? Welcome. Yeah, I think it's just dependent upon like the quality of network router and all that stuff that you have. I mean, obviously Wi-Fi 6 is a standard, but I think if you have like a Google one or, you know, one of the more higher end ones, you're far more likely over a mesh network to have better service. But I think any Wi-Fi 6 device by itself without mesh should give you that same performance. I think that's the standard. Mesh is not the standard as far as I know. Although a 6 gigahertz mesh network should be the standard, I don't think it is. Exactly. I don't think it has like a body that governs that part. Let's jump in. Yeah, let's take a look at King of Fighters. Wait, what? It didn't download. Not enough free space. Oh, that's no good. Hang on. Everything else did. That's a 100 gig game right there, For Honored. That's a 50 gig game. Tekken 7. How big is King of Fighters? Can't be that big. Oh, it's 44 gigs. I don't think we'll be able to check it out on here today. I swear to God, I had it downloaded. I have it on the Legion Go. I'm pretty sure. Let's just check. Yeah, it's on there. I must have went to download it and then I had to delete stuff. Because there's enough there right now. I don't know. We'll let it download. I doubt it'll be able to finish, but let's jump into For Honored then. We'll take a look at that one. We'll see what King of Fighters does in a little bit on the Legion Go, but we'll check out For Honored first. Do I ever play any, have I ever played DBZ? Nah, I think I own one and I've checked it out. I haven't played a lot of them. I'll tell you that, Daniel. It's not, Dragon Ball Z was never like on my radar. I'm a little too old for it, I think. Because I never watched it. Except for like late at night, if I remember, on like Cartoon Network. Or maybe it was like mid afternoon, something like that. It wasn't the Adult Swim, but it was like later in the day they would run like a lot of Dragon's Dogma. But the only reason I knew that is because I was working or something. I saw it. Like I would get home after working and I'd flip something on and I'd see, oh, Dragon Ball Z. I knew what it was, but I know the characters, but I've never really been a fan of it to like watch it and all that stuff. But I thought I did own a Dragon Ball game, but I guess I don't. I thought I had one of them here. I know a lot of them are on sale right now, like one is 15. I thought they had more on sale. Maybe that was the Steam sale I was thinking of. I think the Steam sale, a lot of these were like $9.99 or something. Oh yeah, no, that's where I think like that type of stuff comes in. Like, I don't know if anybody here's a Voltron fan, but that was my childhood. Like Voltron was what I always watched. And I don't think Voltron's as popular, right? Because there wasn't a lot of people, like there was people watching it, but like it was a different time for everybody. Like Dragon Ball Z, you could watch like Dragon Ball Z as much as you wanted because you could get it on DVD and stuff like that. When I was a kid, like Voltron was amazing, but I only got to like watch one episode a week or something like that whenever it was on. And you couldn't go buy them because nobody sold like Japanese, the Japanese TV show translated in like Sears. They didn't have Voltron there. I don't even know how you were supposed to get it. Like it was just really weird. Voltron was a strange show, but I mean, people loved it, but it's just, I don't know. Sears wasn't carrying it. JCPenney's wasn't carrying Voltron. I think they carried like Ultraman stuff or something like that, which was a whole nother thing. Godzilla stuff. That's what it was. I remember getting like a large Godzilla creature for Christmas one year. It had like wheels. And he like pressed a little thing on the back of his head and his tongue would come out and it would be fire. And like his tail could come off. I don't know why. But yeah, his tail would fall off a lot. But he was probably 24 inches, something like that. So, that was the early 80s. Late 70s, early 80s. Okay, For Honored. Obviously, we just saw the Ubisoft launcher pop up. So they do have the launcher in this game. It seems to be with most games on Ubisoft, if you're signed in at least somewhere, or if you signed in at least some other game, they basically cache all of that. And then they use it for games like you buy an Assassin's Creed game and it uses that same login and all your stuff that it's stored to just easily auto log you in and get the game going. So while the launchers suck and there's really very little other than marketing to have a launcher in there so they can remarket to you. Yeah, it's not too horrible. I have problems with like client launchers and stuff like that. But if that's the only way you can play the game that you want, so be it. Right? Whatever. As long as it doesn't get in the way. Okay, let's just jump in. So we're on the Steam Deck. This is For Honor. And we'll take a quick look just to see how this one runs. So this is a game that I haven't played in a long time. Like I said, last time was my kid and I playing it, and it was okay, but I don't think we played. We paid like $80 or something for the high end version, like had all the stuff and like the season pass coming and all that stuff. And I'll be honest, man, I don't think we played more than a day or two of it, and both of us were like, "It's not that great." Not that it was the worst game, but it just wasn't anything spectacular. So I haven't played it in a long time, 7 years probably. All right. We're going to get rid of motion blur right away. Dismemberments. Leave that shit in. Okay. Let's see. What else? Anything? Calibrate the display. I will turn up the brightness because usually it's a little too dark. Apply. Knights, Vikings, or Samurai? I'm always a samurai person. Let's just go with it. I'm just clicking through, right? This game's on sale as well for $4.49 on Steam. So if you like it, it's cheap. Hey, Cherry Man, how are you? I did not catch your ROG Ally X yet, your video that you just put up. I think Cherry Man is one of the first people I've seen doing comparisons with the ROG Ally X and the Legion Go, which ROG Ally just launched, what, today? Yesterday? You put it up right away. Like, it's pretty close. I know it was coming out around the 20th. Best Buy is I think the easiest place to get it if it's you got like a local one. I think they actually can get them there. Do I look forward to the ROG Ally X? Not really. I'm holding off on buying any, and it's nothing against it, right? Just in general. I just don't think, again, that hardware, they haven't done enough in the hardware to like make me go buy a new device. The Legion Go was the reason why, and I'll go through this if I've never talked about it. I will definitely check it out, Jared, man. Oh, you don't have the ROG Ally X yet. Oh, I thought you had it. That's what I was saying. I thought you had already done a video on it. I know you were covering it before that. Small screen ruins it for you. You know, the one thing I like about the ROG Ally is that they actually have like the 16:9 ratio supported, which I still don't understand 100% why we're at a 16:10 ratio on the other devices, like the Legion Go. And it's not that I mind it. It's just, oh, wrong button. Oh my God. I got to remember how to do this. Okay. How do I hit them? Change stance. I'm locked on. Oh, I'm in the tutorial, so I can't do that. Okay, I'm locked on. I'm changing stances. Oh, the game looks really good. You know, that was the thing. I think it's just the gameplay mechanics are not necessarily my favorite thing about it. It's not that the game looks horrible. By far, it actually looks pretty good. But for being as old as it is, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't get why we are on a 16:10 on the Steam Deck and the Legion Go and a 16:9 ratio on like the ROG Ally, right? In that sense. A lot of game companies, the bigger ones, not all of them, but like Square Enix, super stubborn about like 16:10 ratio support. Capcom has been a little stubborn. They've gotten a lot better, but like they were even a little bit stubborn on that. There's a few other ones that just like do not support it. Ubisoft, they're getting a little bit better, but a lot of their stuff, they didn't support it either, which I wouldn't lose sleep over Ubisoft stuff. But I mean, like in general, there's not horrible reasoning to it. It's just, I just don't like why we can't just go with a standard of 16 by 9, because that's like a lot of everything. Like when you're a game dev, you're making a lot of things for 16 by 9 because that's TVs, that's, computer monitors in most cases. Like that's a pretty standard thing. I don't know why Valve went with the 16 by 10 as like their screen. You have a call tonight, guys. Okay, yeah, Daniel, nice talking with you as well. All right, appreciate it, man. Hopefully we'll talk again. And yeah, good luck making the choice between. Like I said, they're both good devices, so whatever makes sense to you is going to be the right choice. Cherry Man, do you see better 16 by 10 or 16? I just, like I said, I just see 16 by 9 as being the thing that has more support for it right now. Why they did 16 by 10, I still don't get it. I'm sure they said it somewhere. Yeah, have a good night, dude. But I don't get it. Okay, blocked attacks. We did that. Oh, no. Well, we did. There's a block. Oh, I got to switch my stance. Damn it. Okay. There we go. That's what this game is definitely like a fighter's game, like a sword fighting game. And I put it, if you saw the games that I put it up against, they were very much technical. And I guess that's what I should say, technical fighters, not competitive fighters, but technical fighting. It's a little bit more of management. Like you have to block up, down in multiple stances. You're changing things. Yeah, I know fighting games have some of that, but like these are dedicated and like one hit kills can happen. It went up against so 400 went up against like Splash, I think it is, which is another like one hit kill style game. What was the other two games that I had it up against? Oh boy, what were they? Hellish Court, which is another one like that, and Absolver, which again is a technical fighter, right, in that sense. So yeah, some people like the mechanics, some people don't. For $4.49, especially on Steam, where you can just refund anything within 2 hours of buying it, I would give it a try. For me, it's not the game that I was looking for years ago when I bought it the first time. So that's why I think I have this, like, not aversion to it, but just didn't care for the game as much as others. But like, it's basically you fight one guy and then another guy and another guy, and you work your way through like a castle or the Great Wall or whatever it is. And you've really got to kind of like break down their defense. And you've got to like adjust your stance. So we're what, 50, 58, 57? What's our settings? That's not bad. I mean, Steam Deck is running this thing really well. Older game though. Not gonna like go like, oh, this is amazing. It's an older game, but we're on a custom. What was our, I guess we were on the highest settings. Let's just put it on high. Turn motion blur off as always. Oh, see, it even recognizes that it's a Steam Deck. So 6 gigs is what the Steam Deck has. I thought it was 8. Maybe you can open up 8 if you do like, what the hell's it called? It's been a long time since I had it on one of the devices. I can't remember the name of it. Where it would like allow you to toy around with the settings a little bit and tweak some of the available memory. I haven't used it in so long because I didn't mess around with it on the Steam Deck OLED. But anyhow, they know what the Steam Deck is here. So I guess we're able to, yeah, now I put everything on high and it's running at 60, 56, 55, a little bit up and down. Heavy attack. There we go. Change stance. Get him on the noggin. Change stance. Change. Why isn't it changing? There we go. Yeah, kind of an interesting game. Change stance again. You can change, like with the right stick, you're just changing stances on the fly, which is kind of nice. We'll go up here. So yeah, not bad. At 720p, 60 FPS, we're pretty much locked there. There's no rolling. I don't think there's any rolling like in Dark Souls. You can block, you can break people's attack, you can like interrupt like that. Like where I'm going at his midsection when he goes high. There's just no, as far as I know, there's no like uppercut, like or upswing. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, I'm running low on stamina. Hopefully this is a kill. There we go. And then you can do execution, stuff like that. But let's let our samurai catch up just a little bit. Now, can I break stuff here? No. It's almost like Ghost of Tsushima, not that they would do this, but it's almost like Ghost of Tsushima fighting came from this game. I don't know why I think that. I mean, maybe it's because like when you are focused in, you go from like, you know, full screen to like a cinematic. Something like that. Okay. Let's see if we can get to a save point. I think we're still doing this tutorial. I think. But yeah, it's like I said, if you like this type of fighting, I think it's got something to offer, especially at the price they're charging for it, you know, during this fight kind of fighting game sale on Steam. Oh, here's our next guy. Oh, he's got a shield. Oh, she's got a shield. Oh, we should be dodging there. Come on, do it again. I was trying to dodge around her at the last minute. Ah. Okay, is she gonna attack? Or does it take me 2 swings? There we go, now we dodged. But I didn't capitalize. Okay. There we go. We got like 1 hit in on her. She's tough. Oh. Yeah, I can get like 1 hit. I don't know. I'm not like doing a lot of damage whenever she does that and I'm like counter parrying or whatever it is. Oh, it says do that and then right. There it is. Okay, that was a little bit. Right trigger definitely did a little bit more damage. Right bumper was not doing the amount of damage we kind of wanted. There we go. New mission objective. Can we jump out of here? I'm not sure where it's going to end up. I don't know if they have Steam Save support. let's go ahead and jump out of here. Maybe we'll choose a different character to run with. But yeah, we were getting 60 frames per second while we were playing that. So let's see what the Legion Go can do for it. I should expect 60 FPS at like 1080p easily. I mean, we might even be able to bump it up to like 1600p if we wanted to, and then adjust it. But I'm not gonna worry about that. Like I said, usually on the channel here, 1080p is what we're kind of dealing with at the high level. Okay, let's just go ahead and do this. Connect. See, this is the one thing, like when you do have like a launcher, it's got to take time to update, to bring in the new game, to pull down the assets, to update for anything that they need. So usually when a new game launches, or this game I haven't played, when I've installed this, there's got to be some time of like updating. Again, all launchers are, they'll tell you they are everything, and in some cases they actually do collect data on your device to kind of look for crashes and stuff like that. But in general, it's just a marketing tool. And you're like, I don't need to be marketed to by Ubisoft anymore. Especially in a game I've already bought from them. Or, as they would like to put it, you purchased a license to be able to play our game on your devices. And usually what they want to say is on your device. They don't want you to play on more than one device normally. I always had an argument with a couple people in the industry like that. They're like, I think it was, and this is not anything bad to say about Hinterland, but Ref, the owner, CEO, founder of Hinterland, had a real problem with NVIDIA Now, GeForce Now, I think it was, their streaming service, because NVIDIA's tech could just basically read any game on your device and allow you to stream it out to another device or to something else, right? And he didn't like that. He didn't like that you could just play on whatever device you wanted. Now, he's changed his tune, I believe, since then. But he was just upset like NVIDIA wasn't paying him to have people be able to stream it to another device of theirs. And we had an argument on Twitter one day about it, which is the most ridiculous thing. But basically, I told him, like, you got to watch this type of stuff because it's a slippery slope. If everybody starts to say, like, you can only play your PC games on one device that you purchased it on, then it becomes a problem, right? Like, that's the big difference between PC and like a Steam or like a PlayStation or like a Nintendo Switch. They control that basically environment. It's a walled garden. It's only playable because of DMCA on those devices, because God forbid you would be able to play it better on something else or be able to carry it with you. That's why you have to end up buying like every copy of like PlayStation games over again on PC if you want them, right? They could easily run. It's not really that much different architecture from PlayStation 5 to a PC. But, you know, they wouldn't make $59 more or $69 more. So that was my argument to him, was just like, dude, you start limiting it down to that only one device that you can play on, you are going to like just rightfully piss everybody off. And he did. Like, people didn't like him over that comment. They don't mind him now. He's a nice guy. He is, truly. But yeah, he just did not agree with that. And he was like adamant, like, no, they need to pay me if they want to be able to stream my game to another. It's not them. They just have a service that they offer to people. They're not charging you to play Hinterland's game. They're charging you $5 for the server to play any of your games on. And I think that should be okay. You know, you have the license. You should be able to play on whatever device you want up to the point where they stop you from doing that. And they want to charge you per license, which I think that would kill their business. Hell, even Steam. I don't know. Has anybody here seen the new way that Steam runs their family stuff? Now, if you set up and you do the family Steam beta test kind of thing on your client, you and your family or somebody in your family, or maybe even a close friend, can sit there and play your catalog of games at the same exact time. That was never allowed before. Now it's okay. So I think PCs tending to continue to, well, at least Steam is tending to continue to open things up and allow PC players to do things, right? Like to do stuff beyond the normal, like, ways that they've been running their business, which is fantastic. Like we need a little bit of freedom to be able to play games. Like, what's going to stop somebody from saying, well, you can't play this game on your Legion Go. You can only ever play it on your ROG Ally. I wouldn't want that. Like, I want to be able to switch devices because I like the Legion Go's larger screen. And if I spend $700, that's my, prerogative, not really the developer's business. Doesn't matter to them. I still paid them to play their game. I'm the one playing their game. So, let's take a look. This has got our quality presets at low, but I'm going to put it to extreme. Tear off that motion blur. Let's do save. Let's get this thing full screen. I don't know why we're on windowed. There we go. And we're at 1080p, 60 hertz refresh. Even though the OLED or the Legion Go can do 144 hertz, not much you can do with that. I don't know why they wasted the time and effort to put it on there. Aspect ratio. So they do support 16:10. Okay. I wasn't 100% sure if this game did. I thought it did, but I wasn't 100% sure. So they do have 16:10. They've actually got up to 21:9. So like super widescreen or whatever that is. So that's kind of cool. Okay. Let's, so we've got it on extreme. I don't think it's saved my settings, but let's jump into story mode again. I don't think it's got like Steam save. Maybe it does. I don't know. Maybe the tutorial just kind of like bypassed the tutorial by doing it on the Steam Deck. Let's hope that we can get 60 1080p extreme settings. I don't think it's too far off for this machine. I might be wrong, but we'll see.
That day I learned that
I think the stream froze. At least on Restream. Now this is what I remember playing, was this specific part. I don't know why the very beginning of the game is the only thing that sticks out in my head, but I think it was because of the medieval. They didn't have the samurais at this time. And I don't think they had the Vikings. This is when I bought it. I think it was like they came later. Because I only remember ever playing this campaign, which was like the medieval campaign.
Keep them off the walls! My lord. Break it down.
So we're seeing 60 there. I'm going to skip all this. Oh boy, more to skip. There we go. So 58, 57. I'm sure we could tweak it just slightly and lock in 60 at 1080p, but this looks really good. I mean, playing this on the go. So there's 53, 54. Yeah, if we were to go in and maybe drop this to the high preset. I think this will lock in 60. Maybe. Oh, there we go. Yeah, because it's like 59 point whatever is what it's kind of set to. So, I mean, it's like a little bit here and there. I'm sure we could tweak it to get 60, but I mean, you're still so close. And playing it at a higher resolution, it does look really good. It's always impressive to see like what these devices can pull off on older games that they're like, it might run well, might not. It's not like those shouldn't run well. Quick release, so that's just bouncing back and forth. Well, don't have to worry about him. Card mode. Just depends on how we want to guard. Okay. Whoops. Is this guy supposed to be attacking? No. Now he is. Oop. You gotta remember which. So he's holding high, so it must be this. Yep, now he's going to the right. Oops. I thought we were done with this blocking stuff. I guess it's tutorial just based on the knight. Oh, he's going up. What is that was happening on the left-hand side? That was interesting. I thought we were getting mud on the screen from in the game. Okay. Oh, we're just in a different part of the tutorial. Instead of the samurai, we're doing it with the medieval knight. Oh, I lost track of him. Okay, a little bit here. Nope. Yeah, I mean, it's playing pretty good. Like, I wouldn't worry about this one, but it's probably using a decent amount of battery too at the same time. Come on, let me kill this dude. Oh wait, heavy attack. We gotta do both. Keep at him. Big swings. Big swings. But yeah, I mean, it looks pretty good, and you should be able to play it just fine.
I needed to hold that wall.
Oh, almost. There we go. Oh, I thought we could push the ladder down. No, just more and more. Oh no, there's more behind me. Okay, can we hit him high? There we go. Oh, we can't knock it down either. Oh. Jeez, I thought that was enemies. Yeah, no, I mean, this runs just fine. Save here. Yeah. Okay. For Honor, not bad. For $4.49, I think. So, let's jump to our next game. We will get out of this one. I might play more of that. I don't know. Maybe go back and give it another try. Let's see. Why don't we do... I don't think that King of Fighters is going to be done on the Steam Deck, but let me just take a look at where we're at. We got about 15% downloaded. It's going to be tough. Let's go ahead So we did that one and that one. Let's go ahead and jump in and check out Shredder's Revenge. And we'll do that on the Steam Deck. Sorry. I was thinking like we won't use the Steam Deck. We'll try to like let that thing just sit there and download. But it probably wouldn't matter. It probably won't make it by the end of the stream. So we'll keep our eye on it. But so Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. This game came out 2022. I think that's what it was. Let me just see. Yeah, June 2022. So this one is, like I said, the more like the arcade beat 'em up style, but in this new .emu got into like making some of these, and it's a little bit different look and feel to it. It's more like Scott Pilgrim versus the World, if you ever seen that game. So, or like a Double Dragon or something like that. But let's jump in, take a look at it, and we'll talk about a little bit of the game and like, you know, kind of what they've done with it. Yeah, for some reason, my Restream dashboard completely froze. And I don't know why. So what's funny is Twitter started like enforcing that you have to have Twitter Premium or X Premium to be able to stream. So I was streaming on there, but that's done now. I'm not paying them an extra $1 for that ability when it brings content to their site. Not that my content does a lot of content for them, but I don't care. I'm not going to pay them. Let's see. I just got to check and make sure that this thing is still running because it seems like it's not. And it makes me think like the YouTube side died off. You can hear the original like soundtrack in the background of the show. It's pretty good. Now it still says it's live. Okay. Well, I'm just going to leave it be then. Okay. I guess now it's finally moving. Okay. Now it's finally caught up. So this is a little bit more like pixelated graphics, right? Like, so I guess you would probably say like, this is like a 16 or 32-bit, like Super Nintendo and, you know, Sony PlayStation style beat 'em up, brawler. I don't know what you'd call it, but you can see here's just the settings. Not a lot of options. A little bit here and there. We're at 720, full screen. That's about it. Oh, so let's just go ahead and jump in. And we'll just jump into the story so you can see kind of like what that looks like. Now, I've already, I think, been through the whole game, so I don't know if it'll remember that or save that. Here's your turtles, you know, your four mains. April O'Neil, Splinter, Casey... What was his name? I can't remember. Then a rabbit and another ninja. But I don't think I think these are maybe DLC. Yeah, they come with a brand new game mode. That's what it is. So if you wanted that, you'd have to buy that DLC. But let's just jump in and check out Leonardo. Now you can do 6 players. So that's kind of nice. You can have 6 people running at the same time. So you can have like all 4 turtles, each person controlling it, and then you can have like April O'Neil and Splinter, right? Okay, can we start? Here we go. Party up. No, we don't want to party. I thought you could just play it on your own. Maybe in story mode you can't? Not looking to do that. I played through the whole game without playing without actually playing anybody, with anybody. Okay. Let's see if we can't get this run. There we go. Yeah, so I've unlocked, I think, every area. Yeah. Let's just start at 1 to give you some idea. Oh, no worries, Recamic. Welcome back. We had went through, so we did that Tekken 7, which I think you were here for, and then we did For Honor, which ran fine on both devices. This game's going to obviously run fine on both devices. You won't have to worry about it. I mean, in most cases, I think this would work on a cell phone just as well. But yeah, it's kind of an homage to like the original like arcade, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcades from Konami. Tap. Let's see. Is this crossplay? Yes. Yep. Yep. You can just go into options and you can go down. Oh, wait. You know what? It's actually in, sorry, not in here. It's actually in the party up screen. There it is. Crossplay enabled. And I'm not sure like how many platforms, because like you were saying, you've got it on Switch. I think it works on Switch, Xbox, and the PlayStation ones. Oh yeah, for sure. That new Marvel vs. Capcom release, yeah, that collection, that's going to be nice. I'm looking forward to that. I'll pick that up day one. I thought maybe we might get a secret drop on it this weekend since Evo's there, and seeing that they've already had it rated for the ESRB and stuff like that, like maybe they were going to try to launch it like right away, but I haven't heard anything, so I have no idea when that launch is, but that's really cool. I'm looking forward to it as well, man. Okay, let's knock that guy out. Yeah. I mean, you can see, like, if you get 6 people playing this at once, it's very fun. I actually had a At Games arcade cabinet, and I had this on it, along with a bunch of other, like, more like arcadey games, and it ran perfectly. Played well. The only thing I needed was the 4-player adapter plus 2 more controllers. But never did that. I was just like, I'm fine with it. I only need 2 players. There we go. The bonus Punisher game looks... Yeah, that's funny that they haven't... You know, that's the first time they've had anybody allowed to put the Punisher game on a software collection from the original arcade. I don't think they have done too much with it. I think they might have lost their license for it. But it probably wasn't one of those things where it was going to be like too concerning for Disney, because I think they got rid of stuff like that. Like they didn't want Punisher to be like front and center for their brand on the Marvel world. So I don't think they show that. And it's kind of funny that they still show like Deadpool, when I kind of thought like they weren't looking to do that as well. But oh, I died on that one. Yeah, I think we can see. This one's running 60 frames, no problem. And we can just take a quick look. It's not going to make a big difference, but we'll take a quick look on the Legion Go as well. Let's get out of here. We'll do it pretty quick too. So let's jump over to the Legion Go. There it is. Let's see how it runs over here. Again, 1080p. Versus 720p from the Steam Deck. Okay. Now, they did change the tune-up from the beginning. This is not the original one. So, yeah, we're at 1080p right now, and oops. There we go. Come on. How did I get this to work? There we go. The last time. Let's take a look at another level. Let's look at 11. I don't even know what level that. I can't remember. It's been such a long time since I actually played this game. I played it for like a week straight, and then kind of stopped playing it. Not for any other reason. I'd done mostly everything. Although I'm not sure if I ever was awarded anything for it. I guess like trophies or like maybe Steam achievements. I don't know. It's kind of weird because it was like one of those things where there wasn't a big deal around the game, like when it launched. So I don't even know if they had Steam achievements in it at the time. Look at all these rhinoceroses. Yeah, but we're still 60 frames, no problem. Okay. I think we only have to like fight a few more guys to kind of say like, yeah, we're good. Again, this is at 1080p. This is at, you know, the I guess it is the custom mode. I don't know if it's that. Oh, there we go. Jeez. Okay. I think we're good. No problems on it. Oh, yeah, this is a good game. There's no doubt about it. I mean, like, I think they should have been doing more of this. Like, if they saw, like, success with it, like, hey, get another one ready to go. Yeah, maybe do a DLC, but, you know, this is kind of what I think people remember from Turtles, which there's a really good, and I think I've showed this on the channel. If you look under the mobile playlist that I have, there's a really good Turtles game for the iPhone through Apple Arcade. Plays just like a beat 'em up like this. It looks good. It's got good story, all that stuff. Plays great with the little controller you can plug into the I guess would be, what would you think? It's the iPhone itself, right? Like through, not, what was I trying to think of? Not a Bluetooth controller, but through like a direct connect controller interface. Like now it's USB-C, but it was Lightning. So when I had my old controller for my iPhone 14, that was a Lightning connector, worked just fine. I think it was a Razer Kishi or something like that. Now I have a Backbone USB-C version for my iPhone, so for the 15, so it works really good. Yeah, but this game does look good. Okay, let's go ahead and jump out of here. Again, that one works just fine. Let's jump over to the Steam Deck, and we'll go with 1, 2. Can't do that one. What was the other game we were talking about? Multiversus. Let's go ahead and go with Multiversus then. There we go. Now they have been updating this one a little bit. Slightly. It's not been the most consistent update schedule, although I think they have, you know, always talked about like what they were doing, and they have all the patch notes and everything. but I think it's a little bit sketchy, and they still haven't launched, as far as I know, last week when I was playing this, testing it for the stream. They hadn't launched the ranked matches yet, which kind of want that. Maybe not me, because I'm not really a competitive person in that sense. But unless you're talking about like that Attack from Mars, I'm trying to get as good as I can on that game to take over a leaderboard, but I don't know. It's going to be tough. That's a tough pinball game. It is a stubborn pinball game. But I did get it back. It was sent off for warranty work because it came with a dead screen. Well, it worked, but it had pixels, like groups of pixels were dead on it. So they kind of I don't know if they begrudgingly, they took the trade, or they took the return, warranted it, and then sent me a new one. So I was happy about that, and sent me new speakers. So that thing is fully operational, and I'm working on a video for it now. I am going to put it up on the channel, although the channel definitely doesn't deal with that stuff. A lot of the cases it has in the past, and this one is like something that's really, I think, pretty amazing. So maybe other people will find it interesting, but otherwise we may have some segments on it here and there, playing some different pinball games. It's not going to be a massive impact to like the Steam Deck games and the Legion Go games and all that we test. So let's go ahead and jump in. Now, it looks like I do have some daily mission stuff that I did complete. Or maybe not. No. So let's go back in. Oh, I think I'm going to go one level deeper. So daily missions. There we go. Let me do... Huh. Where are those other missions? Oh, claim. That's what it is. The weekly missions. There was just one there that I hadn't claimed. Because you get like certain things that you got to go in and do. The meta of the game, right? Kind of stuff. Okay. That still shows more stuff. Like Battle Pass. Oh, this is the next Battle Pass, I guess? In like 1 day, 22 hours. And I could claim something, or wait, no. Wait a second. This is the old Battle Pass. This is the one they gave me for free because I was an initial like person that bought into the Battle Pass stuff, like before they turned the game off. So we can claim this like free Gremlins guy. Costume. Sorry, it's costume. Still a lot of stuff that I need to do. There's like this one. This is the final end of the season pass. Buy tiers for season 1. I'm just curious, like, what are they selling? I don't know. The different events. Did they... Let's go in and just try running a match. This is my, like, win-loss ratio. It's probably pathetic. I don't even know what it is. All in unranked. Ring outs, 261. Wins, 141. Let's go ahead and just try running it. So if we just play like what we're playing now. Oh, this is going to be in the rifts. So this is kind of like if you want to unlock specific stuff from the Battle Pass, you'd normally play like through the rifts to be able to open up more stuff. Okay. Old Shaggy always looks scared. And probably what we'll do is we'll take a look at Multiversus on the Legion Go, and then we'll flip over and check out King of Fighters on the Legion Go, since we haven't been able to take a look at it. Since I couldn't... Kills me why I didn't download onto the Steam Deck. I have no idea. I left it downloading today, and I guess maybe we just hit a point where I was playing a game on it and recorded too much footage, because now you also have that ability to, like, record... have Steam record all your gameplay. Well, I wonder if they nerfed Shaggy. Shaggy was much more powerful. Oh, they got me. Oh, it's because we're playing online. There's a lot of, like, lag. Yeah, see, this is what happens with Starlink. With a lot of this stuff. It just becomes rough to deal with. So yeah, here's all the daily things going on. Triple threat agent. And usually they add these like every 2 weeks, I think. Something like that. I forget what it's been. They still don't have ranked open. So not yet. They do have free for all, where you can do 4 versus 4, 1v1, 2v2. Or you can just back out of there and do the Rift stuff. Which I think I've done a lot of these. There's one. There's the Jason one. Age of Smith. Maybe we'll see a little bit of it here. They usually have some decent story kind of thing. That's kind of funny, although it's like not running the smoothest. Oh, there you go. This is funny. All on the Matrix kind of thing. It's running like crap, although it's staying 60 FPS. I don't know if it's on the server side.
Of course, you know, this means what?
I'm afraid this is the end.
Oh, they have the guy. I wondered if he was going to speak.
You think I came by myself, Doc?
Huh. Okay. That was funny. And then you can just go in and you can start playing matches. And this is just to unlock stuff. So usually it's like, oh, you've got your list of stuff. You got to fight with a human character. It's got to be from like the DC Comics universe and so forth. Here it's what? Win the match, hit an enemy with 5 charged attacks, ring out an enemy at the top of the blast zone, hit 7 down attacks. So it doesn't matter who you use, what you use, but I could probably do all those in one run with Shaggy, I think. Then you can put attunements on and stuff like that, but we'll just throw it on automatically. Let's see. And this will just give us an idea of performance. Oh, so we're up against Matrix Code, Bugs, and Gremlin. Neat. Okay, there we go. Pretty close to 60 across the board. Okay, I gotta ring out these guys from the top, I think it was. Might be able to get Bugs. Oh. Come on. Oh, come on. I almost had him. Oh, they're just hanging in there. Stubborn. Okay, guys, I need you to come up here. Come over here. There we go. There, we got one ring out. What's the other thing? Bring out an enemy into the top of the blast zone. I think I got that. I should have gave it to me. Do 7 down attacks. So we got. Probably have to go after the gremlin because if we go after bugs, he'll die. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay, good. It's not going to end. I was worried it was going to stop, like, me from being able to do this. Not that it's important, but I did like this game. I do enjoy it. I think it's a really good game. I don't really sit there and live stream anymore, but I think, like, if you really wanted to get into something that's like Smash, this is damn close. This is a pretty good game. I don't know if we did all the stuff or not. I think I might have got enough of the downward. I don't think we did everything. I didn't get the charged attack. That was the only thing. Hit an enemy with 5 charged attacks. Okay, well that's fine. Then you get all your stuff. I bought into it. What did I buy? I bought the, like, when it first launched 3 years ago, 2 years ago. I bought the, what did I buy? Like the $49 pack that gave you all the characters, essentially. I was just like, okay, I'm going to check it out. I really want to play something like Smash on Steam because I got a lot of people I know on there. So let's just check that out. And then they kind of like put it out there. It ran for a little bit and then they shut it down. And now it's back. I still have the ability to go in if I wanted to and buy more characters because I have like the special currency. I think it's the fighter stores where they're at. I own the Joker. Yeah, they haven't released many new ones. Only these were all here when they re-released the game. But I own Wonder Woman, Harley Quinn, Marvin the Martian, Stripe, Joker, and Iron Giant. And if I wanted to, I have enough of those tickets, and that's what they originally were going to do, were tickets. I think they got rid of that, and now like you have to buy them. Or maybe you get them through like match points or something like that, but it's quite slow, right, in that sense. But yeah, it's kind of a cool game, but 60 frames per second is what we were seeing. Let's go ahead and jump over to the Steam Deck or the Legion Go and see how that runs. Again, it should run 1080p, same settings, like high settings, and be just fine. So let's switch over here. And let's go find the game. Which I think this is the one that it was like all over the place. I didn't have it. I'll just try typing it in. I've got a keyboard in front of me. It's connected to it. There it is. Yep. And like I said, after we look at this, we'll check out King of Fighters 15. Let's see what it looks like. I'm just jumping back over the Steam Deck to see if we can look at the progress of the download. Doesn't look good. Yeah, how unfortunate. I thought that thing had finished downloading. 29%. To my knowledge, though, the game is verified, if I remember correctly. And let's just verify that. So you're not going to have any problems there. I do apologize. We couldn't look at it on the Steam Deck tonight. But if there's anything that you don't like about it, if you buy it on Steam, like I said, you have 2 hours to return, 2 hours of gameplay within like a 2-week period to be able to return it for your money back. Steam's really good about that. Let's just see here. King of Fighters is verified on the Steam Deck. We will take a look at it on the Legion Go, but yeah, it is verified on here. All right, this is back to the Legion Go. We're just going to take a quick look at Multiversus on there, and then we'll jump into King of Fighters. Here we go. I'm just making sure that the old stream is keeping up. All right. Yeah, and they keep you up to date with this game, so I have a feeling it's not going to last, but it's still a good game. They've been tweaking it. It's getting so much better. Oh, there were some daily missions. Oh, yeah, we did some daily stuff. Clean that. Now, let's see. What do we want to do? Let's just do riffs again, because that way the internet doesn't matter how good it is. Won't screw anybody's games up. We could check out... Let's just check out the Rift Jason edition. Banana guy from, what is it? Adventure Time? So, yeah, this one, oh, this is one of the mini games. So I guess this is okay to look at. So this is going to be a little bit different. Let's choose Joker. I think this is one of the mini games. Maybe it's not. Banana Guard. He's super powerful. Well, unless they nerfed him, but Banana Guard was really, really good. No, this is not a mini game. It's just a regular match. Joker's pretty good too. But definitely like Shaggy's probably the all around. Unless they've changed him. The AI is dumb in the game though. I have not been impressed with the AI, and at some points, I think early on, they were trying to... Yeah, look, the damn AI just jumped off. I don't know. It's not even attacking. Maybe I'm wrong in what I'm supposed to be doing here. This is the kind of thing where I question, like, okay, that doesn't...
Can't make an omelet without breaking some eggs.
Oh, it was a mini game. Okay, that's my mistake. So what was happening, and I guess I just didn't notice that he was dropping gems, but in that mini game, you've got to beat up the Banana Guard. He drops gems. You got to collect X amount of gems. Plus, there's an alternative thing that you can do is collect the golden drumstick. He's not going to fight back. I was wondering, like, why isn't he fighting me back? Or, like, fighting back against my character? But here we go. Here's a match, not a mini game. Ring out an opponent. Win the match with an Adventure Time character. So we got to go in and choose... we can choose Banana Guard. Oh, it's got to be a human character, so it's got to be Finn. And we'll just auto-equip Finn. Okay, there we go. But yeah, as you can see, I mean, again, let's get into the match. And we can take a look at the settings. But you can play this game pretty much any quality level you want on the Legion Go. So maybe this one. Yeah, we might have to wait until the match is over. It's not going to take long. Usually these ultimately take just a few minutes, maybe 2-3 minutes at the most. For the story stuff, right? You can usually crank through the what would you call it? The story mode or the ripped modes pretty fast. Oh, can we get Wonder Woman? There we go. Yeah, like 2 minutes to crank through it. And then we can take a look at the settings. But we were doing 60 FPS. Yeah, the only thing I don't get out of these, because I don't invite anybody to play it, even though I said, oh, you know, I wanted to play with others when I bought the game. Nobody plays it. So, like, I never go in and, like, try to find a match to be able to bring people in to get that, like, final star in each of these, because you got to do it with, like, somebody you know. And I'm like, so kind of ridiculous. If there's not enough players playing. No. Okay, so let's go next. Let's go to return library, and then let's go settings. So our graphics that we're playing on to get 60 is resolution scale, best quality. So there's nothing there in terms of like really upscaling. 1280 by 720 is what it's running now, right? Yeah, we're on the LG. Medium settings. Yeah. That's what we're playing at right now. So, like I said, I mean, you can get good quality out of both of these devices for this game. And if you're playing online without being streaming, and well, for me on Starlink, you're going to be fine. I played many matches sitting in the living room on Wi-Fi and never felt like it was a bad experience. It's been really, really good. Oh, there was a crash. Oops. I guess I didn't see that. Since King of Fighters is on here, let's go ahead and just jump into that. We'll close that out. And let me go choose King of Fighters. There it is. Yeah, we'll do a match on here or two just to kind of see how it runs. But again, it's verified on the Steam Deck. It's just I had planned to show it, it just didn't download. It must have like gotten full and then I deleted something and it never restarted.
KoFXV.
Okay. Now, Neo Geo games, I used to play a lot of these on the Neo Geo Pocket, but I never really played them. And on the PC, like just the regular, like, you know, Metal Slug. Okay, let's look at options. Display. 1920 by 1080, graphics wise. Ray tracing. Oh, very cool. I don't think we'll do ray tracing. Let's try it without ray tracing. See what we get. So let's go versus and play 3-on-3. That's the normal. Okay, or normal single. Let's do normal single. And let's have the CPU play the CPU. And we'll just do random character. Oh. Random character. Random stage. And let's just see, you know, where we're at. 1080p. Basically everything except ray tracing. Well, right now we're pretty low. No, there we go. It just had to catch up. 59 frames per second. I do like the look that they went with this. It's not as nice as like a Street Fighter 6, but it doesn't look horrible. I mean, at least probably better than Blaze Blue. Although that, you know, being a 2D fighter, a little bit older. I don't think they've made a Blaze Blue since 2017. Yeah. Okay, let's do, let's see if we can turn on ray tracing and see what we get. Ray tracing usually kills a lot of these. Like, if you turn ray tracing on the Steam Deck, it just, like, it doesn't know what to do. There's just not enough power. It just basically freezes. It's not really, none of these devices are really meant to do ray tracing, but I know that it pops up for the Legion Go here and there. Low res background mode. We're going to leave that off. We're just going to go. I wonder if hardware decoding would be better. I don't know. Right, what did we... Oh, it's got to reboot. Okay, let's restart it. Since we made some changes. I would think hardware might be the better way to go. Given that it's an option, but I don't think it's like a super, these aren't super powerful like GPUs. They're really relying on other aspects like tech stack and AMD's, you know, tech and all that stuff. Let's go back down here. On hardware, ray tracing on. We're going to leave the low res backgrounds off. Okay, now let's jump in and do a versus. Let's go normal. Just keep it the same CPU. We'll just do random, 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 and random for the stage. Random. Random. Oh, random. Okay, let's see what we get out of this. That'd be nice if there's like some flashy light show thing going on where the ray tracing can really like stretch. I guess we can kind of see it in the fountain. Still running at 60, so. Ooh, what was that? I don't know what that was. Maybe that was the stream or my software. My PC's only running at 9% at the most. 6% is the median in terms of usage. So it's not on, shouldn't be on my side. I don't know. Looks pretty good. It's hanging in there. I don't know if I would say like that ray tracing in that. It's not a pond. I think it's like a fountain, right? I don't know if that is that amazing to worry about ray tracing. It doesn't even look like it's really reflecting. I guess it is. I guess it's reflecting what's above the store windows. Oh, what was that? Like a reverse suplex. She almost got him. One more. Oh, he's coming back now. There we go. Yeah. I don't know if I would play with the ray tracing. I'm not sure. It can handle it, 1080p. So that's going to mean like the Steam Deck can probably run everything the exact same outside of ray tracing. At 720 or 1280 or 1280 by 800p. So, okay. Very nice. So yeah, another one that's on sale. I think this was $17, something like that. I'm going to make separate videos for them. And again, I'll definitely make one for the Steam Deck since we weren't able to see it on there because of like being screwed up on the download. That was my fault. Okay, so let's see. As we leave, we're pretty much at the end of the stream here. Like I said, what we're going to do is go through the last game, which I chose. The developer sent it over to take a look at. This is Time Trekker. And I'll just go and show the page. they do these. I don't get paid for this type of stuff. I say that in the videos. Like, I don't ask developers to pay me or anything like that. What I'm just saying is like, hey, send over a key and we'll show it on these devices so people know that they work if they're not already, verified or have some kind of Steam Deck status or something like this. So this is Leo Games, Fuse is the developer. And this is another one of those bullet hell, kind of reverse bullet hell shooters, movement shooter. I forget all they say these, but it should be very similar to what we've seen in the past. A lot, like Vampire Survivors and stuff like that. So they sent it over. I said, sure, we'll take a look at it and just check it out. So everything here basically set to max 1080p. Now this one I think does support controller right out of the box or right off the download. Yeah, it does. So you should be pretty good here. This is going to be a pretty good experience across the board. I think this one's on sale for like $6.50 or something like that. Some people like these, some people don't. Some people buy them and just never really play all that much of them. I enjoy the bullet hell, like movement shooter, reverse bullet hell, whatever we want to call it, right? In that sense. So I always enjoy it, have a lot of fun with these. Played probably more than 35 of these now. Have different videos on the channel for each one of them. So you should be able to check those out if you want to see more of them. Okay, that's what we want to do. We want to go. Am I sitting on top of something? This has happened before. Let me get off screen. No. I was just not looking in the right spot. So this one has an option for auto aim. So it's basically going to target the closest enemy, I think is how they look at that. But you can turn that off so you can actually manually target. But again, it's pretty much like endless ammo. You get your upgrade pass, your choices, laser rifle, your expander, your Tesla gun. So let's go with laser. It's just another weapon that you're going to have. We won't upgrade. Just leave it be. Oh, didn't we equip it? I thought we did. Team game. Oh, I think I tried to put it over top. Let's just keep going on it. Oh, there it is. I think I tried to put it over top of this weapon here, but this is what we want to do. Is pull it over. Equip. There we go. Yeah. So I can manually engage it. I think I turned off auto aim. Somehow I think there's an option for it. There's an option in settings, but I think there's some option somewhere that you can turn it on and off. Let's see, electrostatic controller or power booster. Let's just go with that. Oh, I forgot to auto. Where'd it go? Let's go with this. Yeah, and somehow I've gotten it off of auto aim, so I'm actually doing it, which is fine with me. Depends. Some of these games, they do a little bit of each. This one's very similar to the, what was the one? Deep Space Miners? Whatever it is. Very similar idea. You go in, you stand until you can unlock the dropship thing, whatever it is here, supply run or whatever. And then at the end of the game, you have mission-based stuff. Impact booster, photon blade, or bounce rifle. So it must do ricocheting. Oh, this gives a knockback effect. Let's do that. And let's keep it on our main gun. But I always find this just interesting. I sit there and play all of them. I think I don't know why. They're not overly difficult. They can be frustrating, but they're not overly difficult. Weakness analyzer. Increased chance of targeting weaknesses. Oh. Let's do the electric one. Oh, we can't open up any other, or maybe we have enough. We might have enough crystals. Nope. I guess let's just swap this with the other one, the electric one. Okay, equip. Oh, where's that? It's all over the place. There we go. Tesla gun. Oh, we got another upgrade while we were doing that. Power gauntlets. I think you have to like open up all these other things, but I don't have a chance to do that, so. Not super amazing, but that's how most of these games are. As you get further into it, it's going to upgrade and just give you tons of stuff. Oh, then we got booted out. So yeah, this is Time Trekkers, or Time Trek. It's just come out this year, I think it was. I don't think it was too old. Let's just see. $6.29. And the game launched on July 9th. So not too ago, about a week or two ago. So yeah, that's a new type of survivor game. Some mechanics that I like, stuff like that. Like probably the best and most favorite of these is that deep rock or deep space. Hang on, let me pull it up. Deep space miner, I think it was. Games. Let me see. There it is. Deep space. No, Deep Rock. Deep Rock Galactic Survivor. That's probably my favorite one. I don't know why. I think it looks good. I like the challenges. It does take a long time to upgrade all the way and to get a ton of stuff in it. The other one, there's another one that I like, which is yet another. Is it yet another or not another? Yet another Zombie Survivors. That one is really good as well for these. I like both of those. They look really good. This is done more in pixel art kind of design, like more retro-ish, like 8 to 16-bit graphics, kind of like, you know, Vampire Survivor, very, very much similar, with a lot of like quality of life improvements, I think. It does seem like it has some of the newer, you know, kind of features that I've seen where you can auto aim, you can control the guns, you can have it just do it on its own, stuff like that. But yeah, that's it. I think that covers the show. That's all the games that were voted on. So appreciate everybody who voted. Now what we're going to do after this is it's going to look like the stream's done. I'm not going to go offline. I'll just come back on maybe in about 10 seconds. That'll be like the clean cut where I can edit the video and then it goes into the podcast archive. But then we'll continue on and play a little bit of the Nintendo World Championships NES edition and kind of take a look at it, you know, just while we're here. So for those who want to hang around, take a look at that. That's going to be more of like what Retro Factor is going to be about, the new channel, where, you know, Factor of Games is still going to be more around like PC, Steam Deck, Legion Go, PS5, kind of everything. But, you know, even though the Switch is not retro, this game is kind of falls into that. So I'm just going to, you know, kind of talk about it a little bit. But appreciate everybody who hung around, checked out the stream, chit-chatted, left comments in here. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Love to have you guys here. And definitely look forward to next week's show. We're going to have another round of voting starting on Monday. I don't know what it's going to be about yet. I've got to wait and see what Steam's next move is. If there's a specific type of sale or if there's specific games that are on sale, I'll try to hit those up. But then sometimes I just come up with the theme as I go with it, right? As I start to look around. So we'll definitely see like what comes out of it. And hopefully should have that up by around noon on Monday. And then every day after that around noon. I'm trying to get back to the noon time frame, Pacific time, by the way. I would like to see that there every day. So at noon, sometimes when I'm working really late or I'm working, doing a lot of painting and stuff like that, I don't take a break until like 3-4 o'clock. And then I don't think about it until 6 o'clock. And then I'm like trying to like put a quick poll together. So I'm going to try to get more into the, back to the noon time frame, because I liked it when it was more consistent and folks got a chance to know when those are going to come out. If you don't plan on stopping in every day at noon, all you got to do is click the like button or click the subscribe button. You can click the like button all you want. Click the subscribe button and then click the notification bell and select all for messaging. You'll get notified as soon as the daily poll goes up, which, like I said, should be at noon, but it could be a little bit later here and there. But yeah, you'll get notified. You vote on what game you want to see, and hopefully that game wins. That day moves forward, everything like that. That's how we end up getting 5 games for the show to show. And then I pick a game like Time Tracker to be able to kind of just showcase here on the channel, for my part, right? So it's not all voting up to you, but I'll pick one game here, each week to kind of share and just talk about, and maybe we're giving a developer some visibility. Again, the channel gets nothing from developers other than like a key, right, to show the games. That's it. We don't get paid by them, or from them to pitch anything. So that's it. Do appreciate everybody for stopping in. Thank you so much. Click the like button on this one. Definitely help share it with anybody you think might be relevant for. And then if you're watching on the VOD, leave a comment on which game you enjoyed the most or which one you were looking for out of this. And if you've ever tried For Honor or you picked it up on the sale, I guess we'll pick that one. That was the cheap game of all this, funny enough. $4.49 this week. So, and that goes until Monday at 9:59 a.m. So if you want to get that game, make sure to get on that tomorrow or early Monday morning. And you should be able to get it for that sale. But otherwise, hang tight. I'm going to run the outro here, and then we will jump to take a look at Nintendo World Championships on the post. So thanks again, folks. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.